he asked another question to me off air. If I have a chance to run this economy, how will I run? And that answers your question. You're saying we have never been able to attain a certain level of revenue to sustain ourselves, so we are dependent, isn't it? So you're not even sovereign. And the policies they are making is taking us away from that. We import toothpick. We import toilet papers. They promised that we will industrialize under this administration, isn't it? We are importing that. The farmers were complaining for importing 500,000 tons of rice from Japan. He will say again, they are rumors. These are truth. You have those information, isn't it? How would you be able to depend on borrowing? How would you be able to depend on importation? You turn the economy into a consumption economy than a production economy, and then you want to take care of your deficit. In economy, we talk about trade deficits. We talk about a balance of trade. Mm-hmm. We're having a huge problem with that. 85% of our exports are no value added, raw materials. You get me? And they are sitting there in parliament. They don't want to debate that. They're just debating on who gets impeached, who doesn't get impeached. They're like, which bill do we pass? Which bill have they passed in parliament, even to look at how to come make Kenya a production economy? So nobody's blaming anybody here, Fred. And we have solutions. Okay. And only that I can't come on TV to start telling Kenyans what I can do for them because I'm coming here to contribute to a debate anchored by you. Okay. Now let's come to procurement issues. Fred, the biggest problem and the biggest source of corruption in Kenya is on procurement and tender. And that's why for us to solve it, it cannot be solved by someone preaching and shouting and giving decrees. Can you imagine the president tells elected members by the people that if you can't comply, resign and leave government? This is against the constitution of Kenya. I'm sure, Fred, if we tell him you must go, then bullets, shoot one leg, do this, isn't it? He gets very annoyed when he's told to go, isn't it? But he can tell other people to go. We should lead by example, Fred. If being told to leave hurts you, like Fred, if you tell your wife, you leave me if you want, isn't it? I'm sure that hurts your wife, isn't it? What if she tells you back, leave me if you want? And for you want to feel nice when you're saying it. When they say it, you don't feel that it's something wrong. The president has given decrees. Fred, there is a way to lead leadership. There are different styles of leadership. Autocracy is one of them. And the president has chosen that as the leadership style. It has consequences, isn't it? But there's what called participatory leadership. There's what called transformative leadership. There's charismatic leadership. You can talk to this government in a way that you can even laugh and you find they have done what you want. Why should you show powers? Fred, when you use your powers, you lose them. Like now, my brother had powers to insult me or not, and he has used his powers, isn't it? Now he has lost his powers now. Because he can't tell me, cannot insult me. He has already done it. He said, my mother has been framed in a certain way. He was the God who put my head in a machine and framed me in a certain way. No one is opposing government. Now, I come back to another thing, Fred. Look at the order to that E-procurement, because I don't want to go to small stories. For you to tender the E-procurement, you have to pay 1,000 bob, isn't it? That money goes to who? And who owned that system? Who owned the ASA system? Who owned the KRA system? Let him just tell me who owns them. E-citizen. E-citizen has captured the state, isn't it? E-procurement captured the state. The SHA system captured the state. The KRA system captured the state. And those systems belong to somebody. When you want to use them, you have to pay money to use them. Go to the system. Go and try yourself. Any Kenyan listening to me, of course, Mheshimiwa said, Fred Ogola is a liar. I accept. Go to the system, enter and tender without paying 1,000 bob. If you don't pay 1,000 bob, I'll give you 1 million. Because this is the truth. So Fred, e-citizen, there was the issue of 50 shillings charged for every transaction you do, isn't it? Where was that money going? Because Fred is a liar, isn't it? This 1,000 you're paying, who is collecting that money? Is it going to the county government who is offering the tenders, isn't it? Or is it remaining somewhere on the cloud? And that cloud belongs to who? Fred, this system has been designed for corruption, isn't it? Because there's nothing William Rutto does where his self-interest is not there. And that is the perception which is there.
Let me end by saying,
as a way forward, Mr. President, first of all, win Kenyans' trust. Then if you want their trust, you'll get back. But it is not hard. You won their trust and you got 7.1 million votes. That is a huge trust. I don't even have it. Me, I don't even imagine that I can get 7 point. Fred, can you imagine that some people woke up in the morning and gave you 7.1 million votes? Very few people get this privilege. Raila Odinga got 6.9. It is not hard. Go back to what made you get 7.1 million votes. That is trust. You will actually be able to implement your policies.
Let me not respond to him direct, but just to put something straight for some reasons. That's why I've said this country, Kenya, requires all of us. But if you find the elites are the ones stooping down to begin to pick on material and necessary issues on everything, like e-citizen was not established by William Rutto, it was there. He has just come to improve and on board government services on it so that to enhance service delivery and increase collection. The issue of expressway, also I was told it is Kenyatta family, I don't know. Now I'm told now this system is William. Where do people get all this information? Where, I mean, until anything that would have been good will be seen to be bad. Just by virtue of those, you see those personalizing things that will now be put on it. Shah was again condemned. Nowadays, you get people who have gone through hospital and they have been assisted, they will tell you, why not of this one? We would have not gone. We talked of food. Food, we were importing maize. Now we no longer import. Nobody wants to speak about it. The maize, the flour, price of the flour at the counter, it was almost 250. Now it is around 110, 100. Now, in Finance Bill of 2024, and I had my colleagues say something about how it was bad. But I doubt whether I read it. Leave alone the proposal, because the stages of legislation, the executive tables their proposal. But then the National Assembly, being an independent arm of the government, has to undertake this process and public participation. But look at the final product, especially on excise duty. There was one critical issue that this particular bill was trying to address to create back industrialization, the issue of edible oil. You know, we import edible oil and we have made it zero excise. Whereas Kenyan environment and weather can accommodate growing of sunflower. The coastal area can grow the issue of palm oil in quantities enough to be crushed, generate the crude oil to produce edible oil. So what was it trying to excise? Excise final product, reduce excise on importation of raw material to encourage production in the country and then ensure that local production can compete at the shelves. At the moment, if you try to venture on producing even sanitary parts, there are entities which have already registered to produce sanitary parts which are cheap and quality. Quality can be controlled here. But you'll still find it is cheap to import final product from China, where you don't control the quality. At the shelves, even if you want to manufacture in Kenya and put the two at the shelves, at the counter in the supermarket or at the shop, of course the other one which is imported is cheap because of the preference that have been given through our own tax system. This thing, one day we wanted to correct it. Those are the steps. But what happened? Litigation. What happened? Agitation, maandamano, the attack on parliament. Finally, the president had to go the way of the people. And he never signed. Parliament, we had done the right thing. President never signed it. So who lost it? We lost it as Kenyans. But it is weird for us to always attack, to always say about it. But when interventions are made, I'm asking for Kenyans, when are we going to sit down and be a people of goodwill? Okay. For the first time for our country. And stop these sideshows that we want to attack in the Muli, we want to attack this one because it's not from my people, from my line, from my tribe, from my political party, from my profession, from my religion. When are we going to stop this one? And for some reasons, let's agree on issues that is going to lift us. Otherwise, where I agree with him, we are a trading economy. And we were comfortable like that because we want to allow those guys who are benefiting, the few guys who are muscles to import. We want to allow them to topple on us and reduce us to be a trading economy to trade with us. The moment we want to liberate ourselves, they are there spreading their money. The issue, like the issue of managing environment, the eco-levy. If you look at already now, the policy of the former CS on environment who end up removing the issue of plastic packs, at least you see transformation. So the aspect of managing, if it leaves laptops up there, when it dies, you see we don't have a place to dispose them. So we are trying to say, can we have a law that binds the HP, the producers, at the given time, either they give some money or they provide a mechanism of managing our environment on disposal. So all those things, they are good that can manage our country. But with the rejectionist-minded people who have knowledge, who can mobilize themselves, and they can move there and attack on everything. But you see, for Kenyans, we are naive because our level of literacy is still coming slowly. So we want to take advantage of Kenyans who are still learning, who are the masses, at the expense of destroying our own democracy, because we are abusing the democracy again that we would have enjoyed.
Because of time, allow me to split the remaining time between the two of you for final comments. Professor, starting with you, do you feel you're being overly critical of the president?
Fred, I developed an economic model, which is my economic ideology called evolve. Kenya needs to evolve agriculture.